there, and welcome to an Anime Alliance movie review. I'm Paul.
I'm Adam.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Thomas.
Today we're going to be discussing the 2009 film Summer Wars, directed by Masamu Hosoda. Something like that. Forgive me.
You're going to have to forgive him.
Soda.
Something around that.
Adam
Something
remembered
like that.
and you didn't. That's
I tried.
crazy.
It's fine. We're going to be taking a critical look at some specific portions of the movie, looking at the pros and cons of animation, sound design, dialogue, and we're going to be getting... there's hair in my mouth. We're going to be taking a critical look at some specific portions of the movie and discussing the pros and cons of animation, sound design, and dialogue specifically, and giving our overall view of the movie and suggesting as to whether we like it or not at the end. We'd love to hear back from you guys and hear what you liked best about the movie, and if you yourself would suggest it to any other viewers at the end of this video, leave them in the comment section below.
Good suggestions.
Yeah.
So first, let's talk about the animation style. What do you guys think about the whole animation style of it?
Gorgeous.
I say it every time. Red outlines.
Ooh. Okay.
Very colorful.
Oz. So much red outline.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
So that's definitely a pro. You think it's a
Yeah.
good thing, and so when we're talking about the red eye lines, James can put a clip of it. But you'll see when they're, especially when they're in Oz and stuff like that, they have this instead of a black outline like normal animation, they put a red light outline over everything, which makes everything pop out to you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And it's all on white background as well. It's just stupid.
It makes it pop so much more than black because it's not what you're usually seeing. It's intriguing.
No, I totally agree. I that was one thing that you always notice, and you might not notice it right away, but then you're eventually just like, why is this sticking with me?
Not even specifically in Oz, but just I found in the movie in general was just constantly constantly this splash of color being thrown at you, and it was so visually stimulating that it's not really a movie. Because of the choice of color that they use, and just how it all popped at you, like you said, it's not really a movie you can typically look away from.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's the way they directed it. Just whoever was in charge of animation, thumbs up to you, man. That was a great job. You nailed it. Any sort of negatives you see in the animation? Any sort of downfalls in what they did?
Before we get into the negatives about
Oh yeah,
I will say
more
this.
positives?
Yeah, I've never watched anime before. I mean, I watched Pokemon when I was a kid and Digimon, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But so for me, someone who's never seen anything like that before, that was it blew me away.
Yeah.
Just the visuals alone. Before we get into any other part of it, the visuals alone were just incredible.
It was really good, and it does really stand itself out compared to not most, but many anime today is very generic. A lot of them look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But this movie really stands out with it, and it makes you want to see more of it. If they made a sequel, it didn't matter if it was, it would matter if it was shit, but I couldn't see them messing up in their art style because it's just there ready for them to take again.
Yeah, totally.
It really is hard to think of a negative for how it looks because whether they're in Oz or they're in the real world, it's fantastically animated. Be it the car when Wabisuke is coming in near the end where his car is all fucking dented to shit.
Spoilers alert. Spoiler alert. This is obviously, you're gonna know what happens in this movie.
It's a full movie review, so
Get ready.
you're
for it.
bound to
You
hear
should
something.
probably watch the movie before you watch this movie.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The art style, be it in Oz or in the real world, always keeps you there.
Yeah.
You never feel like, okay, I don't really care. You look away and it's just I'm not really interested in looking back. It's always, oh man, either look at the pretty colors or look at the detail in what's around you. The house.
true.
Oh god, the house is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is.
I think my favorite thing about this animation style is that they don't just make everybody look like fucking dolls or something.
Yeah.
They're not everybody's beautiful. They all have personality in their looks.
That
and
was
stuff
the
like
thing
that.
too, that I really found interesting is there was such a grand cast of characters.
Yeah.
That and everyone, there are no I guess you'd call them blank faced characters where they're
Cookie cutter or anything.
Yeah, they
like
didn't
that.
have a personality. They weren't anybody that was important to the dialogue. But you found at the end of the movie that there was the sense of community was emphasized a lot in the fact that every single character in that family and every single character in general played a pivotal role in what happened in the end.
Some good, some bad.
Yeah, totally. But that's what made it really intriguing too. Is the fact that you can't look away from it because it's so bright and colorful, and then on top of that, you're intrigued by all of these different people
Yeah.
that are being thrown at you. But it came at you in a way where you got to know all of these characters very quickly.
Very,
You know, they didn't
like, said
expect
about
you
it.
to know anything about these people in advance, which was really good, especially for someone like me, again, who's never watched anime before.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
on that sort of thing, what do you think? Do you have like a sort of favorite? Unless you guys have something more to say about the animation.
No.
Not really. No.
Okay, what do you guys? I want to know what your favorite character is, or if you have one, or your least
Oh,
favorite character.
It's so hard, man.
I
kid.
know mine.
Well,
The kid.
The main character, or
Yeah, I don't remember what his name was.
the one who played King Kazuma, the
Yeah,
rabbit.
King Kazuma,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he was Kazuma. It was
Kazuma.
great.
There we go. I don't remember names.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like
I
the
don't either.
movie. It's good.
No, okay, so that's your favorite character. Anybody else have sort of one? Because I know mine. I'll say it last.
well, I know what yours
Yeah,
is.
you do.
And it's hard not to say that. Wabi-Suke is an excellent character because he's the one who he's trying to be cool. He's Gary Oak,
No.
but really he's just a little wussy guy inside.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually interesting because I really didn't like his character as much as I loved the actor and the role that he played. I just whenever he was on screen, I was just like, man, this guy is such a douchebag.
Yeah, but at the end you see that like everything he's done and everything he became is for the family essentially, right?
Well, he did that. I don't know. If
In a really backwards kind of way.
yeah.
Yeah, it was for the family, but it was also for himself, proving himself. Really,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
I mean,
He was trying to do a good thing, though.
he was
Yeah.
trying to, but being an asshole at the same time.
He was.
and who knew the government would fuck up?
Government. Oh,
Who
no.
knew?
Well, it was the army, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was the
it sure was the
The
army.
U.S. Army, in fact.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say this about characters as well. The other character that I really found was very intriguing was the grandmother.
I love
like-
her grandmother as well.
Great. Was that your favorite?
She's just like, you know, there's this woman who's, you know, over the years just become connected to so many people, and then there's this, you know, of all the people to rally everyone for a cause, it's this little old lady.
Yeah.
No, it's
Get off your ass and do something about it. Like, you know, she just she's
You're calling
relentless
me an
about
old
it. too.
hag? You're an old hag.
I
Yeah.
love those scenes where she's just calling people up.
yeah.
and-
Oh, those were so good. She brings
So
the
good.
Because
telephone.
prior to
book
that,
in.
you don't know too much about her.
No,
And
it's
you
true.
know, and then
Other
all
than
of a
her,
sudden you just realize that everyone takes this woman seriously and
Yeah, it's
respects
true.
the hell out of her.
I think she has the best single frame in the movie, and that's when she smiles, and
Yeah.
like the two teeth are
Oh,
showing at the top.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Okay, what about you, Zach? What's your favorite character?
I'd say the grandma.
The grandma?
So, but I'll talk about my least favorite character.
Ooh, okay.
Was the cop's name Shota?
Shota.
Yeah,
He was.
He got in the
a-
way.
he just they used him to push plot a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's better than boobs for plot.
Boobs for plot.
So I'm okay with.
And they don't
I'm
do
okay
that.
with it being Shota. Yeah, there's no boobs for plot.
No, there is no boobs for plot.
It's fantastic. Just so
great.
you know.
Yeah. And me and Zach really hate that trope, and you guys, you're not really keen on it either.
No,
but me and Zach specifically fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So whenever, like, that not being a part of this movie just made it so much better, I think. But yeah, no, Shota was a total
He was
asshole, and
kind
he-
of a dick.
like the scene with the ice was just
Ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Granny needs to
But
be old.
honestly, they needed something to push plot. It's
Yeah.
just he would be my least favorite character.
Okay, no, I totally agree, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think I can totally agree with that being my least favorite character. That's who I would have chose. I didn't actually think about it, but I know my favorite character, and that's you, Grandpa. Grandpa's my
Grandpa
favorite.
is easily the
Oh.
best. And
The one scene with him where he brings 3 cold coolers into the kitchen, and they're like, "Oh, I brought lunch." Opens one up, squid. Opens another one up, squid. Opens another one up,
squid.
squid.
Goddamn squid. And everyone else in the room is like, Grandpa, why is there
Yeah.
so much squid?
Grandpa, this is intervention.
I don't understand, grandfather. Why have you brought me so many squids?
Are there no fish in that sea?
Oh my god, he just brought so much like love into the movie. Like it's a very serious movie at some points.
Yeah.
But then whenever he's on screen, you're just gonna
But it's
smile.
relieved with comedy. I love
It's
love
yeah,
it.
and, which is amazing.
And what's great is the comedy is written in such a way that it's just funny to everyone.
Yeah.
no matter what culture you're.
Yeah,
I wrote
like-
that down as a pro.
It's so hilarious
It was
when
so
he's
hilarious
bringing
that
those
Thomas wrote
fucking
it down.
3 coolers in, man.
Yeah.
You have those 3 coolers there, each one opening up its squid, and you're like, this would be funny even if I didn't know that the Japanese liked squid.
No.
This would be funny even if I was like living in the UK and
Yeah.
like I was like, I have no idea anything about Japan. That's just hilarious.
Unless
You got
you're a
everything-
squid person.
True, but the comedy of it comes.
Even then, can you like handle that much squid?
You can't handle.
I don't know if you can
I
handle that
don't know.
much squid. If you could handle that much squid,
comments.
You're just fishing for that. Fishing, get it?
fishing,
Squid.
get out, out. I don't like it.
Oust.
Okay.
Pun. James,
Yeah.
put it in. Pun at the bottom.
Done.
Moving on.
You got it. All right. What about another thing? I brought up 2 topics there. I don't really.
Let's talk about music.
Ooh,
talk
Adam's
about-
favorite subject.
My favorite subject for music. Break beats and orchestral vibes. The whole thing. And I thought that was the coolest combination. I was really into it. I really dug what they did with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every piece of music in that movie, the thing that I was most impressed with was the fact that every piece of music in that movie was timed perfectly to the scene. It was
Oh my
tailored.
God.
It wasn't, sometimes you get a movie where, the music is just, it's background, it's just there. It doesn't really lend itself to anything. But there are some serious points where the music gets serious. And then there are some other points where it follows the plot line completely.
Oh yeah. No, I totally agree.
I think that's one of the highest points of Summer Wars.
10 out of 10 for music.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Not only the music.
Yeah,
but
10
just-
out of 10 for the movie.
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say the
movie.
sound design.
Yeah,
I
in
totally
general,
agree
yeah.
with that. The sound design is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the music wasn't intrusive either. That was
No,
the
that-
thing.
that
It
was
never
excellent
got
too.
in the way of the dialogue.
Yeah.
You had both at some points, and then it just you could pay attention to both.
Yeah.
And
This is
the-
a lot more technical because
Yeah.
obviously this guy's in music. Hey, go check him out. By the way.
I make
what-
music.
But yeah, so
Like
no,
what?
you're talking about like the sound specifically. Anything about.
well, like
that.
when towards the end, when like the giant rabbit love machine goes out and he's not a rabbit yet, I guess. Grabs King Kazuma and then becomes
a rabbit. Yeah.
That like sound, of all of them, like
Oh,
every
okay,
single
okay,
avatar
right.
whooshing down
Yeah.
towards Kazuma.
That was pretty great.
It's so big and so encompassing that you're just like, holy fuck, Kazuma, you're done.
Yeah, and-
you are gone.
On a smaller scale too, like even like when they're fighting as like Kazuma and like the Avatar Love Machine, but when he was just one,
Yeah.
like every punch felt like it would hurt like so much. It's like, yeah, you feel it, and it's just amazing because like you don't usually get that. It's usually just like, just like
Yeah.
regular old hits. But this like you think that it's
was
like a fighting
impactful.
game or something.
There
Yeah,
was
it's
some
amazing.
real TLC in the Foley in this.
Yeah,
for sure.
You really felt the impact when there was a fight scene. You could hear it, and it hit you as it hit the other person.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Any sort of I'm gonna say cons again, but I don't think we're gonna talk about cons for the soundtrack or music just because it's so amazing.
There's none.
No, there's
none. I can't think of anything. And
This is really hard to think of any cons.
We're
for
a little
this
bit
movie.
biased. If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
a little bit biased.
No, this is totally our opinion, and if you don't agree, then that's your opinion too, but it's dumb.
sure.
Yeah.
Leave your comments down below. If
If
you
you
hate
want to
me.
harass Thomas, you
Well,
can
yes,
harass
that
him
too.
directly. We'll leave his Twitter.
I think the Oz aspect is very original, and
Oz is-
I love that the movie was like 2 universes in one for me.
Yeah, it really
Oh,
was.
yeah. They
So
weaved
great.
it really well. I like saying that this movie is the second Digimon movie, but
Okay.
just told through a different lens.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. The second Digimon movie is amazing as well, but this just adds enough character behind everyone that it works almost better than the second Digimon movie. And like, I don't know, it's excellent.
It really is. There was one gripe I have, and I want to know your guys' opinions on this that I had with the movie. And it's nothing huge. It doesn't make me like or dislike the movie any. Of
course.
But the protagonist was just kind of dull. I found he did get better, and that is like the movie thing. Like he's bad at first, and then he gets better throughout the movie.
Yeah, he's
But,
just
like,
a wuss.
The first half of the movie, oh my god,
He was a little bit hard to
was-
deal with.
He was just like, I can't go on fucking summer vacation and get paid by this girl. He was afraid of that at first.
Yeah.
And then he did it anyways. But I mean, like, there were so many things that he had to get through to become this character that we love by the end of it.
So many hurdles to
So
jump.
many hurdles to jump. By the end of it, he's great, but at the beginning, you're just like, oh my god.
I think that's part of character development.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no, it
right?
totally is. But
I think that just shows that the movie like excels with its character development.
yeah, no, it is great. But it's just like I don't need a movie that the main character is just a wuss at the beginning every single time.
Well, I
you know?
think like something to be noted, and I was actually going to segue into something else that I was going to talk about too, is the concept of family. Like, so I think this main protagonist is like a very small part of a bigger picture too. So I don't really think like, and maybe that was the point. Was,
No,
you
it's-
know, for you to have you have this one person that you can watch grow like it throughout this movie, but at the same time, you have all of these other people that are playing roles that are uniquely as important.
Yeah, no, it's true, and you sort of find out later that he doesn't really have much of a very good, like, he has a family, but they're not very close. You know, he eats dinner by himself, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, he gets accepted into this big family, and it's a big thing. And you know what, I'm actually getting goosebumps as I say this,
Yeah.
but it's just, like, this big revelation you get
Yeah, totally.
that, like, he's been accepted to this thing. And it's amazing, and it makes him feel great, and, like, open himself up, really. That's what it does.
Builds on
And
that
that-
sense of community.
yeah,
too, right?
Yeah.
and the whole family is just so accepted of it. Even when they find out he's like a criminal, like a few of them didn't like that, but when he came back, they were just like, "Hey, you know, hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
That was amazing when I saw that. That's so subtle, but it's just like you accept him for who he is,
Yeah,
and that's
not
what family
he's
should
done
do.
or what he's been accused of.
Yeah.
Totally.
There are very few scenes where the main character is alone, or even just with one person.
Yeah, that's true.
There's usually at least two or more people with him at all times. The
Yeah.
only times I can think of where he is alone or with only one person is the very beginning with his buddy, and then the
Right.
chick shows up.
Yep.
And then on the train there, and people are showing up the entire time, and in the car with Shota on the way to the police station.
That's true.
That they never make it.
He's
to.
he's not even alone in the tub.
Yeah, exactly. The two kids are there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he is always around people. Even in the shots
Yeah.
where it's just him, he's still in this house with, like, fucking 20 other people.
And yeah, and the scene with Grandma as well.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
alone with Grandma. I don't know if
again-
I said that one. Sorry.
No, I didn't say that
Okay.
one, but that's...
But
that's a
when they're
pivotal role.
together, though, it's just like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is such a great conversation between these two characters.
It really is a pivotal moment
Yeah.
in there for him.
I think that's when I started to love him. Is when I started to like him. Is when after that conversation, it's like, okay, this person actually does care. He does have like this sense of family. It's just he can't really show it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know that is part of the story and stuff like that. And it was just a small gripe, like I said. At the beginning, he's annoying, but it gets better. So, and what I'm saying really is hold on and wait for it. You know.
Yeah. Keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching if you've already seen it, but tell the person you're going to recommend this to, because you should recommend it to all your friends.
Should.
Is just hold on and just wait, because it will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else about the pros or cons? Or do you want to talk about our general suggestions to watch the movie, stuff like that? Although I'm sure you guys already know what we're going to say.
I would say first off, just go on YouTube. Even if you don't watch the movie right away, just go on YouTube and look up the soundtrack. It's amazing. It's all on there. It's great. Search it up.
Yeah, no, do it.
On top of that, yeah, I mean, the movie is great. Again, like, the really big thing for me was the fact that it built on this big sense of community. It's not often that you see a movie where so many characters are uniquely important to the storyline.
Yeah.
Even if it's in a small way, everyone kind of contributed something. So
And you
that-
care for all of them.
Yeah,
you do.
You remember
really
all of
take them, and you take them all seriously too. Even the ones that you don't like, you're like, I know you have something important to do with this movie, and therefore I'm still gonna pay attention to you.
Yeah.
You know, that was the big thing for me. The sense of community, the sense of, uniqueness.
No, that's
Every
really
character.
good. I think that's a great point to bring up, and you guys should suggest, or you should follow that, and like go check out the soundtrack as well, because just listen to it and like understand how great it is.
Yeah, totally.
Because you might have not like sort of taken that away when you first watched it. You think about it more critically when you're watching something because of your background in music. But like, just take a second and listen to it, because it is really good. We did it right before this recording, and we all loved it. And
Well, again, it's that mix of like, I think there's just two genres that really tend to go well together, but it's breakbeat music, that intense drum and bass vibe, and then there's a lot of orchestral stuff as well, and occasionally they kind of get put together also. And so with those, three elements, it really works out for some interesting scenes.
Cool.
And like, again, the music contributes to the storyline. It moves it forward. It's not stale. It doesn't just sit in the background.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really important part for me of that movie, just because you want something that's going to you want to be able to get into a scene, and a lot of times the music is what's going to propel you forward and like diving into that and really getting on level with the characters.
Yeah.
And again, like I know I keep coming back to it, but as somebody who's never watched an anime before, I got really into what was going on in this movie, and a lot of that was because the music was just driving me forward with it the whole time.
Yeah.
You really hang on to it, and that's a really important thing for me. So.
All right, man. Any final thoughts for Paul?
Yeah. You know what? It's so beautiful. Both. I know.
Single
I know.
tear.
It sounds silly, but it truly is a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Both in like terms of visual aesthetics, in terms of the sound and how it was like folied and just everything about it. I enjoy. I really do not like think there's much wrong with this film at all.
There's really nothing.
Like tiniest points off. So like I just say go and watch it.
Go and watch it.
It's great.
Watch it.
Just find it at like your local Blockbuster if you're in 2003 and watch it.
Watch it. Just fucking watch it.
Amazon.com.
How about you, Zach?
That too.
Great story. Yeah, just watch it.
Just watch it.
Just watch it.
And my final thought is, if you haven't already, check out Adam Tobias on YouTube. He's got some great stuff.
And by the time this is out, my album will probably already be out. But I have an album coming out, and it's called Acrylic Skyline. And Paul actually shot and directed and edited the video for that. So we're gonna post a link in the description.
And I can't say it enough. Not just as a friend of Adam's, but it is amazing. And like I say that without bias, I think, because you know I knew you before you made it, but I've listened to your stuff before we got really good friends, and I've heard you play and stuff like that, and it was still good then. So just check it out, man. Check it out. All right.
Hope you like it.
Until next time, guys. This has been Anime Alliance watching Summer Wars.
Yeah.
I'm Adam. He's Paul. He's Thomas. He's Zach.
If you like this video, comment below.
Comment below.
Also like it, please. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
No, you got it, man.
Catch you
You're
on the flip
point.
side.
Also, bonus points if you leave a comment in the comment section that says that Zach's an idiot.
Leave a comment.
Or on fleek.
Or off fleek.
We're so bad at outros.